So what we have here is the Ripmo from Ibis. Been riding it for a week and it's been awesome. We have the Evil Reckoning over there, the Hightower LT over there, and what I rode recently that's awesome is the new YT Capra. 160 rear travel, 150 rear travel, and the YT Capra is either 160 or 170. This new one from Ibis, 145. Not as much, but it actually delivered. You know, 160 and 150, it'll get you to a lot of places, but probably in your local trails, my local trails, it's overkill. But I deal with it because it's got a huge range, huge upside. The key is they pedal well. These bikes all pedal well, and this one too. So why does the Ripmo stand out? So the 145 travel is very usable. Has the DW League suspension. It doesn't use too much of its travel at sag. Also, when you're under power or you're about to go an obstacle, it's not sinking in its travel. So 145 actually feels more than it is. Similar to the original Ibis bikes, the Ripley and HD4, but actually for my experience, the Pivot Mach 4 has been like that, and the bike I actually owned, the Pivot Switchblade, 135, but it feels like more. So 145, very usable travel. It feels like more. It feels like 155. They put an X2 shock. Maybe it has something to do why it feels like more travel. None of these bikes have it. The new YT Capra can have the Fox X2 shock. It's more quiet, more controllable, and it feels like it has a little more travel. Okay, been done before. The big news on this bike is two things, really. It's the seat angle. Seat angle is 76. It's awesome. Also, the reach. The reach is long. It's like, I believe it's 443 for the medium. That's about 2.5 centimeters than what they've previously done. It's 2.5 centimeters longer than this, and a bit longer than that. That's a big deal for it to have such a long reach. With that long reach, the seat angle puts you a head forward for the pedaling position, put your weight on the tire, and it works like magic. If the Hightower LT has a weakness, it's the seat angle. It's about 73.6, so you're a little bit back. And the seat angle affects you more the taller you are, because the more you have to extend the seat post, and that angle actually puts you out further back towards the rear tire. The Evil Reckoning has 75-degree seat angle. The head angles are all kind of comparable, but this one is a little better than the rest, meaning better being slacker. We got a, what do you call that, a 66, 66.3, and 65.9. I believe the Capra, that's at 65 as well. Anyway, back to the Ripmo. So it's got the 65, it's got the 76, it's got the long reach. One thing unusual, they went with a shorter offset. I believe it's a 44 instead of a 48. It gives it more stability. Haven't quite got the feel of it, but this bike rips. It is amazing. Finally, on the other details, it has a combination of bearings and bushings where it's needed, so optimizing for weight and performance. The bearings are good when there's a lot of motion, but this particular one here, the lower pivot, it doesn't have a lot of movement. Bearings don't do too well there because it just goes like this. So they put a bushing there. Completely sealed, and with their experience with bushings, should perform good, and it saves weight. The rear tire can go up to 2.6, and with a couple millimeters of clearance. This is a 2.5 right now, got some good clearance, so it's pretty awesome. So 2.6, world's going that way, so nobody, these kind of bikes, you don't go for plus, but you want to have the option for 2.5 or 2.6. Even if you don't go 2.6, that means on a 2.5 tire, you have a lot of mud clearance. The Hightower LT goes to 2.5, I shoehorned the 2.6 in there, and it was rubbing in a couple spots, so it's possible. But as it gets muddy, strip away your paint a little bit. The Evil Reckoning, that's its weakness. 2.4 only. It's so tight in there. No way you can get a 2.5 in there. So there you go. The bottom bracket, the chainstay, quite modern and competitive with the rest. Stack height is good. And finally, one detail that I'll mention is this one. So somehow they have these huge rear shock on it, and you're able to put a full-size water bottle with no issue whatsoever. Oh, I forgot. The most important detail of them all. How could I forget? Can you guess what it is? It's the seat tube height. And why is that important? So this is a 14. That's about a 16, but bent. So 14 used to be for extra small frames. Basically, what's happening here is with a 14 seat tube height, now your dropper post, it is a medium by the way, is removed from the frame limitation. Now it's up to you what you can fit in the frame. You don't have to worry about your frame. Oh, my frame only takes 100 mil, so I write 100 mil. Now, whatever you want, this thing's going to do it, meaning it's more than the rest. So that's a weakness of my Evil Reckoning over there. It can only do a 125 dropper for my height. This one I can do, somehow I can shoehorn a 150 on the Evil Reckoning if I get the right brand. It's because the seat angle is bent. The Hightower LT is my favorite, especially last year, because I was able to put a 170. I'm only 5'7", but I was able to put a 170 dropper, and man, it changes the game. So this thing, let me show you. I'm able to, it came with a 170 for my height, 30 inseam. Look how low that is. That's like my dirt jumper. 170, but I can fit 180, no problem. 190, no problem. 200, I think I can do it because I have this much seat post showing. And when I slam it, like I have here, this is not my height, by the way. My height's about, I'm a little taller than this. It can go all the way into the almost to the bottom bracket. The only limitation is this cable. You know, the cable has to be able to enter the hole right there. So I've never seen a bike like that. The YT Capra does the same thing, very low seat tube height, but I don't think I can do 200 on a YT Capra. This one, I think I can. I'm not sure I want to, but it's not up to the frame anymore. It's up to me. That means all the sizes, you can now fit a longer dropper than you ever did before on your current full suspension bike. And that's gonna make a hell of a difference on how active you are with the riding and how you pump terrain. So, Ibis Ripmo, thank you.